Is it called Boston Dynamics because they make bots in Boston? Bots.
Please keep going. I'm almost there. Keep going. That's true. I want to hear this.
They take the metal body for the robot to make the bots.
What's the name of the little four-legged one that they always push over? He's got a name. It's like
dog.
I thought it was like dog.
Mule, isn't it mule or donkey or something?
Yeah.
No, donkey is what they call the apes in Planet of the Apes.
Rise of.
Hey everybody! Thank you for joining us for Funhaus this week. I know I told you that Dan was going to be back this week, but I'm a filthy, dirty liar, and I have no regrets. Dan isn't here, so I'll be sitting in again this week. Expect to see him back next week, or is that a lie? You can't trust me because that's who I am.
Unsubscribe.
Crazy. Please don't.
Please don't.
I just want to say we're getting closer to Halloween. We're going to talk about some Halloween today. We're also going to talk about some Star Wars.
That's spooky.
And then I had one other topic that I thought of right before we started, and Elise started doing the Boston Dynamics bit that I completely forgot. So hopefully I remember that before we finish.
Was it about Hocus Pocus?
No, it's not about Hocus Pocus.
It's like I'm back on set.
I especially want to thank our sponsors today, Hims and Butcher Box. We're going to be hearing more from them later on in the show. Thank you for your sponsorship. I'd like to introduce my guests this week. You know them. I've seen them before in the halls. On my right, Elise Willems.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Elise. Can you tell us what your role is here?
At Funhaus or on the podcast?
On the podcast.
On the podcast, just make a smarmy side comment every once in a while.
Perfect.
Give no real opinions.
Delightful. And to my nearest left, Adam Kovic.
Hey everyone there. I'm the, I believe they call me the Master of Cool.
Oh no.
You almost killed her.
It was, it's a working title at least. Jesus.
Very rude.
Okay.
And on my furthest left, Jacob Fullerton. Jacob.
Hello. I'm on here every 6 months to talk about Star Wars trailers.
I was going to say, yeah. If I hadn't already leaked it at the beginning, it's pretty obvious what we're going to be talking about.
We're talking about Star Wars leaks?
We're talking about, well, not leaks. We're talking about official leaks, a.k.a. trailers.
They leak out of JJ's brain.
When Disney goes, oops, I leaked the trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Uh-oh.
So have you guys, I assume everyone here has watched
Only
the Star
twice.
Wars trailer.
Twice.
Yeah?
How many times did you watch it, Jacob?
Oh.
Did you know it was coming out? I thought it was one of those like surprise we gotcha.
No, there was a bunch of like, oh, here's our trailer for the trailer coming out tomorrow.
I must have missed it.
Didn't feel like a gotcha, but it did feel like there wasn't a lot of fanfare. Like it was just like, here's the final trailer.
Yeah.
I think I
There
saw
you go.
one tweet from Star Wars, like trailer tomorrow during football.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
People were like, I can stop watching this football game now. Quit Chrome. Chrome broke. I'm sorry.
Well,
We're an edge. team now.
Edge team now.
Here's the thing. I can use Jacob to recite the trailer shot for shot because he's watching it in his brain right now. We don't have to look at it. We know that Rey and Kylo are best friends now.
Hold on.
But are
Let's bring
they?
up the final trailer.
Carrie Russell.
Was she in the trailer?
Yeah, she's standing there with her helmet on.
She's got a helmet on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they say we keep that Felicity hair under the helmet. Keep those curls
You know
under
who
there.
I noticed, which we'll talk about it more whenever the internet decides to work, but Dominic
Monaghan or whatever.
I didn't see any of this.
Well, I guess
He's
we'll
in the
point him
back.
out when he
We
gets
don't.
there.
Do we know like what he is or who he is?
He's a friend of J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
And that I have learned, if you want any sort of career in Hollywood, be J.J. Abrams like babysitter or mailman.
Yeah.
He never forgets someone who he passes in the street.
Yeah. That's what
JJ
I've
never
learned.
forgets. I always say that.
I'm sure he's got Greg Grunberg stuck in a X-Wing somewhere.
Greg Grunberg stuck in an X-Wing.
I think he got his own like character portrait. Like Greg Grunberg is pilot, and then he has one line. And JJ's like, "That's perfect. You can go home now."
Well, let me just ask you guys this, just as a kind of prompting for everything.
Yeah.
Last Jedi. One thing everyone can agree on is that it was divisive.
Oh.
Yeah.
You may have loved
okay.
it, you may have hated it, but everyone can agree that it was divisive across the board.
Where does Jacob land as the biggest Star Wars fan in the room?
I actually neither love nor hate. I'm like, oh, it was okay. There's like parts I really liked, some parts that I thought were dumb.
But do you think that you, as a huge Star Wars fan, finding a major piece of Star Wars lore, world building, cinema just okay? Do you think that's a bad sign? What other movies in Star Wars do you find just okay?
I mean, the prequels.
Okay.
I mean,
Solo.
they're probably
Do you love Solo? You
I
hate
had a
Solo?
good time watching Solo. Probably
Okay.
more of a good time than I did watching The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Clone Wars movies.
Ooh, boy, that Clone Wars movie's real bad.
Ewok movie.
Oh, gold, perfect.
Animatrix.
Throw a wrench in there. Throw a hydro spanner in there.
What
Andy
about
Tartovsky.
did you like Force Awakens more than you enjoyed Last Jedi? Or do you think they're kind of on the same level?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because Forsaken is a lot of retread stuff, but I feel like it had to be, and I really enjoyed what I watched.
Did you say Force Awakens or
He said
Forsaken.
He said
Forsaken.
Forsaken because he's thinking about destiny.
thinking
His
about
body's
destiny.
It
here.
happens all the time. Oh
But-
my god.
He's on the new
Force
one now, whatever it's called, the Bundle of Hope or whatever.
Well,
Yeah, totally
did you watch this trailer? I mean, obviously you've been following it, but I feel like
That's a great
there's a
shot.
good amount of new stuff in this, like
Yeah.
people riding horses.
That's a great
Yeah.
shot. That's a great shot.
Do you feel like there is a lot in this trailer that makes you excited for this movie? Like, do you think that this will be the best one, or do you think we're just going to look back on this whole trilogy as kind of a whatever Star Wars
It's
trilogy?
hard to say because the trailer did get me really excited. I mean, people are really good at making trailer music these days.
John Williams.
I was going to say
No, it's-
trailer music.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this guy? This little
That
darling.
dude with the keyboard,
He
he's
doesn't
not
make
bad.
music for anything shorter than 2 hours.
I was
His
watching.
son's in Toto.
I should tell you this. You say that every time. I was watching the trailer, and at the end, it's a shot of Rey, a close up, and there's some voiceover, and then there's a lightning flash. And I desperately was clicking stop and start because I was like, "There's definitely something in that lightning flash." There
Yeah.
isn't. There's nothing.
How
Oh,
many-
There's
you
nothing
should
in it.
re-edit it where you do a quick
Put
flash
something
frame
in it.
of
Put
like
Garfield from A Tale of
You
Two
should
Kitties.
put this old Sonic design.
Qui-Gon's
Right.
face.
That's a great idea.
Yoda's face. Who else could it be?
People really want Hayden Christensen in this movie.
Do
I
they?
hope he
Who
is.
is people? You?
Yeah.
I'm
I
indifferent.
sincerely
Prequel
hope he's
apologist.
in it.
That would be pretty crazy.
I hope that
He's Carrie Russell stand-in.
Oh, you think it's Kerry Russell the whole time, but it's actually Hayden
Hayden?
Christensen.
He goes, "Hey, what's up?" Everyone goes, "Boo! I hate him. Get rid of him."
I
Oh,
hope we
people-
see the ghost of Obi-Wan, but it's played by Ewan McGregor. I hope they just do whatever the fuck they feel like with this movie, because the stakes could not be lower. Like, I don't hate Last Jedi.
Well,
I like it fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, the stakes could not be lower.
but lean into it, right? They're like, guys, Canto Bite. You won't believe it.
Is the Cryptarch or whatever his name going to be appearing finally
That's Destiny.
in this? No, but who's the guy who they went to go find? The locksmither?
Oh, Justin
Benicio
Thoreau.
del Toro?
No,
Well,
he was
no.
the accident.
He
Oh,
was
it
the
Justin
accident.
Thoreau.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it was Justin Thoreau as another Greg Grumber.
What was his
Double
name? The Cryptarch?
cameo.
He says somebody from the wrong movie. He looked like he was out of the.
I think he was like the
Well, just
lock-
remember, the whole plan involved
Master-
going to find him, and then they
Master
never
Codebreaker.
did.
Master
The credits
Master
need to
Codebreaker,
the
you're
credits
right.
needs to say special thanks to Greg Grunberg. At some
Keep
point.
in mind, I know we're supposed to be talking about Rise of Skywalker, but
Yeah.
just keep in mind in that movie, they find him. They find the locksmith. They go, "There he is," and they go, "You parked illegally," and then they take him to jail. And they go, "Dang it!" And then the guy in the jail also goes, "I could crack any safe in the world." And they go, "Is that Benicio del Toro?"
What?
They go, "Whatever."
I guess the real question is, what things that were started in Last Jedi are not going to be paid off at all in this movie? Are we going to see Benicio del Toro ever again?
You'll see Rose.
It seems
We're going to
like-
see Rose.
We're gonna see Rose.
But do we think
But-
that it's going to build on anything that, because Last Jedi, for as much as you may love it, introduced a bunch of new characters that it thought were way cooler than the characters that the previous movie had introduced, and then immediately pushed those characters underneath the rug and then focused on the new cool
Yeah.
characters. But we're going back to JJ's characters.
Yeah.
Do we think that Rose is going to show up just to wave to Finn as he goes off on an X-wing to do stuff?
It will introduce Rose. It will need to have Rose do something really redeemingly cool in an action sequence.
What do you mean? She
Because-
saved him.
It will.
And they
It
kiss.
just will. It will not mention Rose's sister.
Oh.
Rose.
I was gonna say
That's not going to come
Does
up.
it open with her saying, "I just want to say a few words about General Haldo," and then everyone goes, "Who?"
Did he survive?
My question.
She's dead. It was a she.
Oh, right. I was thinking of the ginger guy.
I think the
Oh,
only.
Hux.
It's the same name as far as I'm
he was getting
concerned.
just like
When you're in, come on.
slapped around that whole movie. It seems like the only thing that's really carrying forward is the Rey Kylo relationship, or like whatever connection they have.
But
Everything
even,
else. Is
even
kind of-
that, do you know what the state of it is? I have no concept of what the state of the relationship is.
I mean,
They were almost seeing eye to eye in a new kind of interesting take on Star Wars lore, where one person's on one side of the Force and the other's on the other, and they were like, wait, maybe we can find a common ground here, and then they were like, no, we can't.
Well,
and you just ended things where they started, right?
Rey said no. She says, I want to be what I think is a good guy. Even though Benicio del Toro told me no one's good.
Except that, again, he was just speaking for himself because he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like there was no moral ambiguity with that character. I'm sorry if that's what Rian Johnson was going for. he was in jail for breaking laws.
So was Rose and Finn.
Yeah. Okay.
Parked on the beach.
And then what happened when he got out of jail? Did he help them?
He stole a ship.
And then once he stole a ship to help Rose and Finn, what did he do?
He turned them in.
He betrayed them. So I think
he told the new BB-8 what happened.
And he did it almost voluntarily. He did it for money and guns, if I recall. So I don't think we could really come down on the side of, oh, well, there is no light, there is no dark. He's pretty good evidence that there is.
The last interaction that there is between Rey and Kylo in Last Jedi is them being connected, and then the movie ends. So, and then there's like some voiceover in this trailer about him knowing her and things like that.
Unrelated. Every character has a one-syllable name. Do we realize that? Rey, Finn, Poe, Rose,
Phasma.
Ben.
It saves page count.
Yeah.
That's why.
They went to it's like any cyberpunk novel. Well, the one I read.
Snow Crash.
I didn't finish it. Actually, no. In Snow Crash, it's hero protagonist.
Yeah.
That's his cool name. I'm sorry, James. I don't think web video is going to play anymore.
Is there going to be a kind of non-heterosexual relationship in Star Wars?
We saw horses.
I wanted to talk about specific things in the trailer, but the trailer video is not loading for us.
Well, we could try to think of specific things that we see in the trailer. We see those creatures that are being ridden on horses. Well, then let's talk about the non-heterosexuality for a second here.
Okay.
They're probably I think they're steering away from any sort of love story.
I think so.
That doesn't happen in Disney action movies anymore.
Yeah. No. It felt forced with Rose and Finn. They're probably like, okay, well, these two aren't really...
Except do you know where it didn't... The irony is, you know where it didn't feel forced? Poe and Finn.
Yeah.
I know that became like this Tumblr fantasy or whatever, but like if you're watching it, you're like, oh, there's something happening here.
They genuinely enjoy each other.
Yeah, I think Red Letter Media called that one out and was like, you're right. Hey. They seem like, maybe they're just two good friends and they're having too good of a time on set with JJ playing grab ass, but like when he sees him again at the end before Force Awakens, before Poe's gonna go out there and kill Death Star 2, he's like, holy buddy, wow, great to see. It's like if they would have kissed right there, it would have been like, oh.
If you gave him a little slap on the ass on the way out.
Yeah.
Just like deep, like if it would have just been like they hug and then he kisses and they hold it for a minute and then they just go at it for like 2.5 minutes and Greg Grunberg shows up so he can get he has a reason to eat craft services that day.
Yeah. It seems like in this movie they're kind of hanging out together the entire time, at least in everything they show in these trailers.
Again,
they're all together.
It's like JJ came back and he said, no, these are my toys, and he threw away the Rose toy. She's in one shot alone with Dominic Monaghan or whatever.
Well, not this.
Are Dominic Monaghan and Michelle Monaghan related? I know they're not, but they both look like elf people.
Dark crystal face.
What about Cameron Monaghan from that Star Wars game that's coming out? Another one.
You're the only person.
A lot of Monahans.
Yeah.
But just jokey or whatever, like actual love relationships aside, I was bummed that Poe and Finn had a good relationship in Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson goes, "You're not allowed to be in the same room this movie. You're going with the new character, and you're gonna love her."
Yeah.
He's like, "But she shocks me. You love her.
Yeah.
You go save the horses."
Again,
the what?
This isn't a shit on Last Jedi podcast. I would like to talk about the other one, but I always thought it was really funny how at the end of Force Awakens, Finn is struck down, weakened, so that way Rey can rise up and show it. So it's a sacrificial moment, almost like foolhardy bravery moment for Finn, but it also allows Rey to show how cool and how important she's going to be in this whole trilogy. She's not just a girl, kind of thing. And then as soon as you see Finn in the next movie, he's got like the fat suit on and he's leaking juices, and he's like, meh, meh. He slips on a banana, and then an anvil falls on his head, and then a piano.
Oh, yeah, but BB-8 tells him, he's like, Finn, naked? Where?
Yeah.
Oh.
James,
So-
do you want to restart the computer?
No, I do.
Okay, well, some things from the trailer. There's that scene where C-3PO.
Oh, the red eyes. Oh wait, that
Well,
was
he
the
didn't
other
go
one.
red
No,
eyes.
Not
he's
yet.
not red eyes.
He's like, what
he's
Master?
being worked on by like a droid engineer.
Do you think
Which-
this is how they kill
a practical
C-3PO?
a practical
Practical
looking
puppet.
Yeah.
How they kill him? This might be how they reset his memory again, like they did in the trilogies.
I saw a theory. People were like, "Oh, Anakin was playing the long con."
He's in the metal.
Yeah.
He's been wearing this suit.
Or like Anakin built him after he like built him, went yippee, and then he's like, "Hey, if I ever go evil, you go evil too."
Yeah.
Like 30 years after I'm dead, wink, and he goes, "Yes, okay."
I will do it.
Yeah, and then he has a
Well,
loving relationship with it.
I want to point out something at the very beginning, right? Because this is the first thing I noticed from the trailer. It starts with the grassy knoll. She runs, and then there's like a
Well, that
hold on.
helmet is a rebel helmet, Jacob, right?
It looks like one that's got one of those like blast shield things on that Luke
It's like
wears.
is it a
Well,
Y-wing?
like a training helmet.
The thing that I'm not focusing on is not the foreground.
Is it
Watch
the
her in
lens
the
flare?
background. It's the
Or she-
fact that she just like it's like some visual effects guy was like, I think I could put a laser in here. Just watch her run through the woods, and then just
the
like it
laser.
looks like when someone just has After Effects, like
Oh.
hey, and then she keeps going.
That's how attuned she is to the Force. You just knock lasers back.
I know. I'm
she's-
sure that's what they're going for, but to me, I was
Yeah.
like, why did you do that?
I feel bad for the character Rey only because you mentioned Force Awakens when it was like, oh, she has that one moment where she has a few moments where she's like, oh, she's cool, but then now she's a Jedi with a lightsaber. And then the second movie, it's her training. And then she was supposed to have that cool moment in that throne room, which is the first time you see, go, wow, what a cool scene. And you watch it again and you go, wait, why are they, no, this is bad. And then the more you watch it, the worse it looks. And you're just
Like the
oh.
choreography?
Yeah.
Oh.
People, I've watched so many videos now where people picked it apart.
Well, yeah, when
that-
you scrutinize
Yeah.
a lot of choreo, I'll say to the testament of that scene, it's shot. They could have gotten in close and done a lot of face shots and stuff, or like J.J. Abrams that film it all in the dark. You know, they could have done things like
once
that.
someone pointed out that there's a guard who like goes in for a strike, then he backs off because he saw like Daisy Ridley missed her mark or something, and he was just working off of her.
Don't blame the choreo. Don't blame bad choreography on
Yeah.
her. She's just an actress. She hit her
that
marks.
person who saw that didn't notice until they were picking through it. Like, there's a mistake.
Oh,
in here
I know.
somewhere.
But I remember thinking when I saw it, I was like, well, that was the one like really cool redeemable part because I remember
Yeah.
even in the trailer, I was like, oh, that red room looks awesome. It's like this is great set design. Everything looks awesome. And then you watch that fight, and you're like, oh, it doesn't feel like it has much weight to it. And then also, I always remember I complained about this countless times, but in the first movie, Kylo Ren can stop a laser with his hand, and he has force powers. If you're in this fight, use force powers, crush people's heads, do crazy stuff. Anyway, that's just
Yeah,
my imagination going wild.
Yeah. What were we C-3PO, at least. You brought up C-3PO. And it sounds almost like he's gonna sacrifice himself
That's what
or something.
they're selling in the trailer,
Yeah.
I think, and people are interpreting. But I'm not really sure if that's going to be the case. Like, do you think that's going to happen?
real question is-
Jacob?
No, go ahead.
It seems like that moment almost precedes him coming up with red eyes or something. Like maybe that's something they need to do with him, and he thinks he's going to get all fucked up or something. But I don't know what that could possibly be yet.
I mean, they just full on showed Palpatine in this too.
Has anyone ever
I think it's Palpatine.
watched episode 4, 5, and 6 and said, if only C-3PO was more important to this story? Because it seems like someone got that in their head. George Lucas, when he went to make the prequels, and now if he is so crucial, it's like, yeah, you know what? I want more of that really annoying droid.
Yeah, he's been barely in the last couple movies.
If they're pushing for like sentimentality, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the classic characters that you could kill him off. People will go, oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, unlike what's his face? It's a trap. Why can't I remember his name?
Admiral
Admiral
Akbar.
Yeah, Akbar. When he's just died unceremoniously in the
Yeah.
last movie.
Someone literally shouted, he was killed off screen. That's a weird piece of dialogue.
Ryan Johnson was like, who?
I mean, yeah, Leia's still alive
Yeah.
in this movie.
Which I'm still curious how that's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
film everything.
Yeah.
Does it look like a Japanese dub? And she's just like, her mouth sort of moving. Like,
Dude, we got the screens frozen on this frame, but this seems like
Something
they're
going
kind
on
of
here.
teaming up. in
Yeah.
some capacity again.
They're fighting the bad guys from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, they're pushing down the altar of Darth
Palpatine?
Vader,
Darth
right?
Vader's little helmet.
That
on
looks
it.
like Darth Vader's mask altar that
Yeah.
they're destroying.
And
she's got blue representing the good side of the Force, and then he's got red representing the dark side of the Force. Movie details.
And when you put the colors together,
Mace Windu
She's-
lightsaber.
he comes back. He's got robot hands.
he's got a window or something back there because he
we
feels
only
like
had
he's
crab claws
contained.
left.
And she has stairs showing
Damn.
that she can excel.
Is that the
Her
JJ
potential has
twist
not
when they
been
face
reached.
Palpatine again? Is there's a window and then Samuel L. Jackson bursts through
Yeah,
it.
he goes, "My name sounds like window. It's Windu."
Also,
That's why
in this
I'm
shot,
here.
Ray's holding a dagger, like some kind
Oh
of
yeah.
Oh.
Is she?
Yeah, there's like
yeah, in her-
a
in
little
her
weapon
hand.
thing there.
So maybe that's, maybe it's
they
a
knock that
MacGuffin.
down and then she goes, stabs him.
Like you have a laser sword.
The,
right?
Yeah.
the coolest shot for me in the trailer is Rey in the big, like backing up, and there's like it's Palpatine's voice, but it's like a giant. It looks like the back of a giant robot
Like a
or
Mecha
something.
Hitler or
Like
something.
yeah, like it looks like he's gonna come back as Mecha Palpatine. Like
Yeah.
he corrupts C-3PO, and then he pulls an Ultron, and
Yeah,
assembles.
I wonder if they're going to do the Operation Cinder thing that they did from the Battlefront 2 single player that we all played.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's just Palpatine's face projected on a robot.
Oh,
So I'm wondering if that's
Like-
the
like the bad guy from RoboCop 2.
similar but different. Yes.
So is the idea that Snoke was a puppet of Palpatine?
The idea was that Snoke was supposed to be the big villain, and then Ryan Johnson said, "I don't think so."
Well,
Disney,
do we know?
Disney okayed it. That's the crazy part. They said, "All right, Ryan, we trust you," and he said, "I'll see you later."
Yeah, regardless of what he did, I'm saying conjecture. What do we think they are going to explain it as in this movie? Are they going to explain it as no, Palpatine was pulling the strings, or
Right.
Maybe.
Was Snoke just a vessel?
yeah, is he a
that-
power? Was it power vacuum?
Yeah, because they almost have to reverse justify it now.
Yeah.
Because like,
I feel
They
like
do,
I
yeah.
feel like Snoke was like a powerful being that may have been like put in place as part of like Palpatine's plan or something, but he wasn't like being controlled by him the whole time or something like that.
This would be a shitty thing to do, and I don't think it's going to happen. But, like, what if that shot of her, like, looking up at the giant mecha Palpatine is just a dream sequence, like some of the other dream sequences that took place in The Last Jedi, and all of the Palpatine stuff is just some sort of memory projection that Luke is giving to her to help her continue to learn as she grows into her role as a Jedi.
Yeah.
So all the voiceover that they're using and all the imagery that would lead to Palpatine is all just stuff that Luke is sharing with her, his memories of the wars he had to fight before because he didn't have time to teach her.
Well, then I would
feel
do
like
that.
that
I
would
would
be
do that.
shitty.
then what's then?
That'd be shitty, but
Who's
Yeah.
the villain if you're already you're seeing?
we are the villain.
Yes, yeah,
The
'cause-
Force is the villain.
I think
Maybe.
the way it'll go, and this is just kind of loosely put together, just from random thoughts as I've watched this thing a bunch of times, especially because of Palpatine's voiceover. He says them coming together will be their undoing, and then there's like shots of Rey and Kylo Ren like sort of working together. So maybe they have to team up to deal with him somehow. Maybe Kylo Ren isn't part of Palpatine's plan or something like that.
Yeah.
It almost seems like, because with the previous trailer, they show the Death Star, it's all crazy, and they fight with lightsabers on the wreckage of the Death Star. It almost seems like in this trailer, with all the Star Destroyers and stuff, like that might be earlier in the movie than we previously would have been led to believe.
Like you're gonna jump right into the midst of a war.
Like maybe they have this lightsaber fight earlier in the movie, and then some other stuff goes down.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Like they come together and have to deal with a bigger threat or something.
I mean, it looks like it's all leading up to this big giant battle they show. I think sort of in the beginning of the trailer where you see the Millennium Falcon
Like-
and yeah, this whole thing with
Yeah.
like all these Star Destroyers like coming out of the water.
Yeah,
where it's
old
like-
Star Destroyers too.
Yeah, it's. I don't know.
Hey.
It feels like they're damned if they do, damned if they don't.
You guys
right?
want to hear something crazy?
yes.
Oh,
Anakin fought Obi-Wan in lava, and Kylo's fighting Rey in water.
oh
It's
no!
opposites
Adam, come
world. Opposites world, Adam. So
man.
anyway, that's
Yeah.
what I noticed.
back. We talk about the horses. Are people mad about the horses?
Are people mad
Are
about
they?
the?
I
I
had
haven't
Some people
looked
like,
at
what the
any of
fuck
the
is with
reactions.
the horses in this
I mean, I
movie?
thought it was a cool shot.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
seems weird. I'll say this:
We still
it
talking
does
about
seem
Star Wars?
weird
Okay.
if this is taking place in the context of that
That
big
big battle,
war.
yeah.
that anyone would say a horse is more effective than that.
It's Black
right?
Widow running in with a knife. You know,
That's true. But you can make
But
those
whatever.
moments
Look,
play.
people said the same thing about Ad Astra. Anybody? There's a part in the trailer where they show like a moon-based shootout, like the moon rover shooting each other, and like, that looks dumb. You watch the movie, go, actually, in the context, it made sense.
Yeah.
But then no one saw Ad Astra,
They
so
were pirates.
It's a cool shot.
Take my word for it.
It's a cool shot. What does the name of the movie mean? The Rise of Skywalker.
Money.
Well, that would indicate, like, if Luke's dead,
Or is he?
but I'm just saying, like, that's why I think that his legacy is going to play more into this movie than we realize, right?
Yeah.
Like,
'cause-
or they're going to completely dismantle all the Last Jedi stuff and just be like, oh yeah, she is also
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
It wouldn't be a J.J. Abrams movie unless she's related to somebody. So it's either she's going to be a twin of Kylo,
Who's
a
Felicity
clone of
related to?
Palpatine.
Son of Grunberg.
Son of Grunberg.
Yeah. he goes, Ray, you're my daughter. Who are you?
Get back in that X-wing.
And he goes, are they making, is that an omelet station? And he walks off screen.
Is Ben Solo considered a Skywalker?
He's
in the family tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's he's
He's a
His mom's
Skywalker.
He's got
Skywalker.
grandpappy
Yeah,
blood in there.
He's Skywalker.
He's all full of medical.
What do we think about this throne?
Spooky throne.
This
I
is
think
a
a dragon's gonna melt it.
Yeah. This is
But-
that's a different throne than this one that Snoke sat on the original, right? Where he looked big.
Yeah,
That's a different throne.
He was a projection,
And this
but I
is
thought he
one
was a big
like
guy.
people have thrown comparisons all over the place. They're like, oh, it's based on old Ralph McQuarrie concept art of Palpatine's throne that they didn't use in the original trilogy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's got to be Palpatine then, or is that?
Yeah,
do you think
I
that's
think-
just to throw us off?
I think it's Palpatine's throne because they show it while he's doing voiceover. And the aesthetic kind of matches the background in that. Remember, like Evil Rey? She's not really in this trailer or anything.
Yeah,
but
with her flip out.
yeah, but like
red
that
thing.
area she's in, it's like stone, all cracked and stuff. It might be the same place. Maybe it's some evil place with evil things going on in it.
Okay.
We can bring up the other trailers if
Here-
except they won't.
Here
load.
it is. I didn't want to spoil this for you guys, but I read the leaked ending.
Okay.
Palpatine is about to kill Rey, and then he goes, I am your father, and then a voice off in the distance goes, don't believe him, and in a wheelchair, Darth Maul comes out,
Oh my gosh.
and he goes, why do you think you had two sabers in your vision, in your trailer vision?
I had legs in Solo, but I
Yeah.
don't again.
Yeah, but then Dooku comes out.
Oh!
He goes, don't listen to him.
Oh, they CG Christopher
Yeah.
Lee.
I'm your stepfather, son of Greg Grunberg. Anyway.
And he goes bang 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 bang.
Oh, Lando, he's in this trailer too.
Well, yeah, Lando definitely got less face time in the final trailer than he has in previous trailers.
Somebody, I saw this somewhere on Twitter, but somebody like magnified in on the Millennium Falcon in front of all those ships, and it is being flown by Lando and Chewie. So
Zoomed in on that. That's like the
Yeah,
person who
I
was
guess
like, Kylo doesn't even have his reflection on the surface of that. I'm like, what are you watching? Watch the trailer.
I mean, you're watching the trailer over and
So
over and over.
It seems
hoping-
like they're doing another. It's kind of like Return of the Jedi, where Lando's leading this big space battle, and there is the one shot where he's standing in the middle of all those rebels, like rallying the troops or something.
Yeah. It definitely has a Return of the Jedi feel, which I guess like I was saying earlier, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So they did Force Awakens. For the most part, I thought initially everyone loved it, but then the criticisms came out, and then South Park told people how to feel and said, that, no, this is bad, it's a repeat. And people said, yeah, you're right, we want something different. And so then they tried something different, and it seemed to be more hated. I mean, it has other issues, but so now, I guess to be safe, they're going back and doing Return of the Jedi because they're like, we're never going to make these people happy. So just do the same thing.
Horses.
Put in horses.
They have I think it was an Entertainment Weekly photo of one of the horse creatures, and it looked pretty cool. It was like it had a warthog face.
But what's the context? Like, are they saving them from a gambling planet, or
no, those are different.
sure there'll be
those are
something.
different horses.
explain?
I just think, I mean, I think it goes without saying that a horse is the most masculine animal. That is, unless you want to try hymns.
Does that mean you're the most
Then
masculine?
it can be you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
Here's an ad for hymns.
Yeah.
We've got a problem. 66% of men start to lose their hair by age 35. Once you've noticed thinning hair, it can be too late. Is that hairline slowly starting to move backwards? Any bald spots yet? The best way to prevent more hair loss is to do something about it now while you still have some. It's time to get a handle on those precious locks. Why do nothing when we have the science? 4hims.com is the answer, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Hims is helping guys be the best version of themselves with licensed physicians and FDA-approved products to help treat hair loss. No more snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements or deals with the devil, just prescription solutions backed by science. I would also like to personally recommend speaking with your doctor to make sure this is safe and appropriate for your specific body and health situation. So do something to help stop hair loss and promote hair growth. Order now. Filmhouse listeners can get started with the Hims Complete Hair Loss Kit for just $5 today, right now while supplies last, and subject to doctor's approval. See website for full details and safety information. This could cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy somewhere else. So go to 4hims.com/filmhouse. That's FORHIMS.com/filmhouse. 4hims.com/filmhouse. So guys, do you have more? Like, how are you? Are you excited? And
I'm excited.
You're excited?
I saw this trailer, and I wasn't excited before I saw it. And I thought, you know what? I think I can have fun watching this.
You had me at JJ.
I'm excited too. I'm actually really excited.
As stupid as it sounds, I don't think I've ever gone to see a Star Wars movie in theaters and walked out feeling like my time was wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like even when I saw
Last
Attack
Jedi?
of the Clones, I was like, I feel like I'm going to forget all of this. Like I feel like I was dealing with literal amnesia the whole way through. And then I did. And it wasn't until many years later that I watched it again. I was like, oh, right.
Well, even there was enough stuff there that I think I spent a lot of my time being upset at the prequels, but even for the time, the story was at least something you could follow, and there was a narrative, and you knew that the third one was going to be when Anakin became Darth Vader. So you had something to look forward to. I don't know what I'm looking forward to in this movie other than, the member berries, okay, why is the Death Star here? Why is Palpatine in this movie? Just tell me, because it's the J.J. Abrams mystery box, which he's so good at.
Will the Crystal Foxes be back? Thoughts, Jacob?
No.
They did
We got horses now.
They did a whole video on the Crystal Foxes. Do you remember when they were like
behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah, when like the social team is just like looking for anything, and they're like, I guess you can do it behind the scenes on the Crystal Foxes, and they're like,
it's pretty adorable, actually. Like, to figure out the physics of it, they just strapped a bunch of straws to someone's dog and let it run around.
Crystal Fox.
Adam, Crystal Foxes?
I'm indifferent about it.
But if you thought do you think they're going to come back?
I just want it to be over.
Okay.
I want these movies to be done. I do love Star Wars as a property, and I'm curious to see I want to see an Old Republic style thing, not the Old Republic, but I want to see someone go, okay, let's drop the baggage and create stuff in this world.
It's Mandalorian, I guess.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking forward to the Mandalorian more than I am this movie.
We haven't at least Foxes real quick, and then I want to respond to Adam.
There will be no foxes, but there's a great potential end scene that they can have where they do the forced ghost thing, where Rey looks over, but then it's like 35 because there's so many dead people, and the foxes are in it too.
I like that.
But you know, Admiral Akbar's coming out.
They're all in wheelchairs.
Mace Windu's coming out. They're all coming out as force ghosts.
I was looking forward to a scene at the end where Rey is victorious, okay, and then she takes her lightsaber, she puts it away, and she goes, the Star Wars are over, and then throws it down, and then walks off into the sunset, and then credits roll. You stay to the end of the credits, final stinger. Crystal Fox picks it up in its mouth, looks and goes, shoots out again.
If it
Crystal
wasn't
Fox
Disney,
story.
I'd say maybe Rey could die.
Do you ever see that concept art of the Porgs where one of them is looking into the lightsaber and then it turns on and stabs it in the face?
No.
Cool. That was a deleted scene, you say?
Concept art.
Oh.
Nope, there we go.
That can't be real.
Like that?
No, that's in the art book that I have under my coffee table.
Why is it under the coffee table?
Here's my thing about Star Wars. Everyone wants it to go somewhere wildly different, and I do too. But even though we've had a brand new trilogy that theoretically could do whatever it wanted, and we've had other films in this Star Wars world or whatever, all of them are so desperately afraid of going away from anything else. So yes, I would really love a Star Wars movie that just feels like it can go wherever it wants to, but someone is saying no.
Yeah.
And I hope The Mandalorian will be a test case for what happens when you can go so far away. That being said, all the imagery is Boba Fett, and they're building on Boba Fett fame, but and popularity. So it's already not that far removed from everything.
I mean, there's Rian Johnson's Far Off trilogy, which is going to be completely unrelated to everything.
If it gets made.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it's still happening. I saw something about it recently.
Okay.
I
don't.
Will it be far off is the question,
Yeah,
or is
well,
Palpatine going to show up? Like,
Yeah, like they're like, call me Skywalker. And you're like, God damn it! Like, let's just. I think it's just such a cool universe to play in, and that every story that's ever been told has already been told, so it's fine. Like, you can at least remove it from characters and stuff that you're just banking on nostalgia. I mean, Star Wars itself is nostalgia, so you already have that. But it's like, well, you got this whole sandbox to play in, so. Do something fun. Do something unique. Blow your mind. Star Wars movie, one planet. You stay on one planet.
Oh,
A la
good.
Ewok movie.
That might be that whole Obi-Wan thing.
Planet War.
Stuck on Tatooine the whole time.
I know a lot of it's like, but we love space travel. So I was like, well, confine yourself to this one world for one movie and see what you can come up with.
There we go. They already did that.
Yeah, I know.
Ewok Adventures, 2
Yeah,
movies.
that's
You're
what I'm
right.
saying.
Never mind.
Ewok the
It
Line,
happened.
and it's the story of this one Ewok that is
That's
trying to
it.
break
No,
off.
that's not good.
He has a new. He doesn't want a chub or whatever. He wants a blub blub, and he's reinventing the world of music in the Ewoks.
You joke, but you guys got me into that little show, Dark Crystal, and it is proven that you could take a flawed concept with, hit or miss execution. I've never actually seen the movie, but that's what people have told me. And then do a prequel. So if we do a Ewok prequel series, like Dark Crystal, and we explore the different
Origin
tribes,
of Chub
yeah. We call it Chub Chub Rises, or Age of Chub Chub. I know it's Nub Nub, but it's funny to say Chub Chub.
I mean, someone made a hardcore Ewok show. I'd watch it. Why not?
Yeah, I did that horror mode or whatever on Battlefront 2.
That's so fun.
Anyway,
I
happy Halloween.
mean, are you guys excited for Rise of Skywalker?
Yes,
Just
I'll be
Yeah,
there. Opening,
I am.
I'll be there
I'm
opening day.
Same level
I
of
am.
excitement I always am for Star Wars movies. When you're far away from it and you just enjoy it as whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like it's like a Marvel movie. There's
Yes.
there's a handful that pop out there, but for the most part, I'm just like, I'll
Just
go
take in the good
There,
parts.
there's too much bad stuff in this world to focus on that it's nice to have something that I would think is pure, like Star Wars. I don't know, I went to Disneyland with a friend of mine. It was his birthday, and I bought him the lightsaber building thing.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember the last time I was that giddy. I was so happy to see him doing it all. I was like, this is so much fun, and like the whole thing that they did, I feel like I'm just doing an advertisement for Disneyland, but like the theming and all that stuff that they do, the whole escapism for that stuff is like, I get genuine joy from those sorts of things. And like, I think Star Wars actually, when used correctly, like the Force, it will bring happiness.
It's just so strange.
And I'm excited. And if anything, it's a cool looking movie. Like visually, that trailer is very exciting.
Yeah. It's a good screensaver, worst case scenario. I just think it's weird that I've been to Disneyland without him several times and he hasn't ever bought me a lightsaber.
It wasn't your
experience.
birthday.
I feel like even if it was.
It was not your birthday.
Have you bought
I feel
him
like even it was.
something?
We played with Salacious
Extravagant?
Crumb on our shoulder.
That's
We had
true.
a little magnet
That's
thing.
true, we did.
And I made a little video with him where he's talking to me.
Well, I think we'll have to bide our time for Star Wars. We'll definitely have a review for Star Wars when it finally comes out this Christmas.
Yeah, I
right after
wanna
the
get
Cats
to the
review.
meat of it.
But
I want to get into the meat of Star Wars.
we'll figure it out. No more questions, only answers. I
back on
want
that
to chat with you guys briefly about Parasite.
Okay.
But before we get there, I want to do a segment that I remembered what it was going to be, which is us reviewing Gemini Man without having seen it.
Okay.
So, has anyone here seen Gemini Man?
No.
Well, what did you think?
Loved it.
Yeah?
I love the twist ending.
Did you?
Yes.
Even better than The Island.
Apparently,
Yeah, huge, right?
apparently, from me having seen it, I can say that the action's really good.
I
Okay.
believe that.
Did you find that the 120 frames per second
It helps it.
helped it? Really? Okay.
The theater I went to only did 100 frames.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is that like?
It was jarring, but like it felt like it was skipping a few beats right there, but I like the cameos. I thought that was cool.
Okay, you mean like the actual, like in the movie, the scenes where he goes online and then orders celebrity messages for his young clone to watch. He's like, hey, can you tell my clone that he's doing a really good job killing?
That part was cool.
Got a question. Are you team young clone or old Will?
That's tough because the movie does such a good job making, like, deciding is very vague, you know?
The kissing scene.
I'm probably going to have to go old Will.
Okay.
Old Will.
I'm going to go young clone.
You like classic. Yeah, I'm young clone.
He's new.
Because since I'm the young one of Funhaus now.
He's right.
Yeah.
You're the cool one. You're
Right,
the young
Jacob?
one.
Right,
What else
that's
are
you.
you?
We're going young clone.
I've got the oldest soul.
Okay. I like the dirt bike fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, when he hit him with the back wheel of a dirt bike, did you think you probably should have shot him there instead?
I thought, how's Star Wars going to top this?
Yeah. Star Wars is going to top this horrible looking shot. Where he
Sorry,
whips-
what?
Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself.
You didn't see it in all the frames. That was
I
the
was gonna
problem.
say, if you didn't see it in the frames,
I
it's
needed more
really, you
frames.
shouldn't be reviewing it at all.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just quickly go around the room and say, out of 5,
You should be at a 2.
out of 5, how many using a bullet to deflect alive grenades would you give it out of 10?
It's a 10 for me, James.
10, okay.
Yeah.
Adam?
I only give it 5 Will Smiths, which by doubling it, because it's Gemini Man, it's 10.
Okay, great.
I'm going
And
to give it 4 double Ewan McGregors because of The Island and Trainspotting 2
Got
out
it.
of double Will Smith.
Okay,
That's my
great.
score.
All right, cool.
What?
I realized that Ewan McGregor doubles himself a lot.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was in Fargo.
And
Multiplicity?
Fargo, that's right. That's 3 double Ewan
The
McGregors.
Multiplicity reboot.
The world could use 2 Ewans, McGregors.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor is
that'll
what
be-
I called him during
I
Fargo.
actually do know the twist of Gemini Man. I watched Your Movie Sucks review.
Well, don't
of it.
spoil it for all the
No, I
other
wanna
people
know.
watching it. Well, you
Can we
knew
just cut
because
it
you
out?
watched it.
I can tell you this. Will Smith's involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's involved with the twist.
Uh-oh.
All right, I
But
like
which
it.
one?
I
Who
like where
knows?
that's going. This is the longest trailer ever.
All those interviews.
Oh yeah. Isn't this upload on Will Smith's channel?
No,
No.
GameSpot Universe trailers.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Great, cool. Well,
That's it.
yeah. Well, we reviewed it.
Okay. But we're talking about Parasite.
I was gonna say, Jacob, have you seen Parasite?
No, I really want to though.
Okay,
Should I leave?
Run, don't
we'll
walk.
do. They're already full into this, and it's not going to be a full hour-long review.
Okay. I know
so we
nothing
won't.
about it.
We won't review it.
I was gonna say don't
I don't even know
show
if I want to
anything.
show
Yeah.
you the
Don't.
trailer.
I
Yeah,
haven't
let's
even.
just,
I haven't seen the
don't.
trailer.
let's just look at the thumbnail for the trailer.
All you
Yeah.
need to know is that this movie was made by Bong Joon-ho,
Mm-hmm.
who made Snowpiercer, Memories of Murder, The Host. This man is
Mother?
a consummate filmmaker. Mother, okay?
Not that mother. The
It's a
other
10
mother.
out of 10 for me. It might be my movie of the year.
Wow.
If you can see it, I would definitely recommend it.
Okay.
The only thing I can say is it reminded me of another movie. I'm not going to say which one, and it felt like a better version of
Oh.
that movie.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
I felt,
I'm genuinely curious.
Haunted Mansion, Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
I was very fortunate not knowing anything about the movie, and I have great friends with great tastes, and they weren't around. So then Elise was like, "Check out this movie." But I remember Elise just sang its praises. So yeah, one of the nights we were lucky enough that
Did
it was
Jess see it
playing.
too?
Yeah, we
She
went
like
together.
it?
Yeah, she didn't know what it was about. We went in blind, and I think it has comedy in it, which is surprising.
Yeah.
I guess, but it also has a cool creep factor. I don't know. I very much enjoyed the movie.
Bong Joon-ho told a really great story recently about the editing process of Snowpiercer and how Harvey Weinstein wanted to like hack it to shit. And he wanted to cut this one part that involves like a fish. And Bong Joon-ho said, well, actually, Harvey, that fish scene is a
Cultural.
he said it's a tribute to my father, who was a
Oh.
fisherman. And Harvey Weinstein was like, keep it in the movie.
He's
Family-
like, you know what?
he
I'm
said-
a nice guy.
He said,
Keep it in the movie.
He said, keep it in the movie. Family is everything. And so they kept it in, and then after Bong Joon-ho was like, my father wasn't a fucking fisherman. Like, fuck you, Harvey Weinstein.
There was a scene with a bush in the corner.
Yeah.
And he
So my
was
mom's
like,
got- had a great
Harvey, we
bush."
can cut this. And he was like, no.
Yeah.
It
Not
reminds
yet.
me of my father.
Jerk off.
Give me 5 minutes.
No, yeah, this movie is fantastic. It's really hard to talk about it without setting things up. And
I
one
can
of
leave the
best,
room.
Is there,
the best things about
is there another movie you guys ever saw knowing nothing about it and you were happy? You were happier
Cabin
for
in
it?
the Woods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Very
Cabin in the
sensible.
Yeah.
Woods.
I'd put
Or
it
as
on
I
that
call
level.
it, Cabin Fever.
The Ring, I think, is good. The Gore Verbinski remake. I knew nothing about it. I remember my mom was like, "There's this movie theater called Ring. You want to go see it?"
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch is great.
That's when
Yeah.
I saw it.
I wouldn't
Blair Witch
say.
is fine, though.
A lot of people were asking, like, "Is the movie scary?" And I'm like, "It's not."
I would say it's disturbing, unsettling.
It's tense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's got.
Yeah.
It's not. The
You described it as a thriller.
I can't even say anything without.
Well, Bong Joon-ho, when Elise and I accidentally ended up at the LA premiere and he was there, when he talked about the movie, he was pretty good about being poetic and vague. But it's a movie that I think tugs on your heartstring. It like endears itself to you for the first half of it. It spends a lot of time endearing itself to you, and you're like, oh, this is fun, this is quirky. It almost has like the vibe of not a romantic comedy, but kind of like just a fun flick, right?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this is fun. This is kind of, you're laughing or whatever. And then there's a turn, and then the turn is trying to hold on to the fun you were having earlier as things kind of spiral out of control, I guess you could say.
They just did a really good job making you actually care about characters in a way. I just don't want to say too much. 'Cause
Say no
it's
more.
like, just go see it.
I feel like
if you can.
I
It
saw
might have to wait.
something almost really soon after that, and I don't remember what that movie was, probably because it wasn't very good.
Was it on the plane when you guys were watching Dark Phoenix behind that guy?
No, I can tell you, I watched on the plane The Art of Self-Defense, and then I also watched The Lobster. It wasn't either of those.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a kind of like a thing where, some movie where someone was down on their luck. And
Pursuit of Happiness.
and I remember thinking, because I watched it so close to Parasite, that Parasite immediately hooked me in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I care about these people. And the other one did not at all. And it's just kind of because the filmmaking endears you to them. And it shows like there's a weird thing about nuance of family that's very genuine in this movie. And working towards common goals, and despite being individuals, working as a unit and stuff.
It's that thing too where people, the joke with anime or watching anything, it is in Korean. It's a South Korean movie or whatever. But like, I was like, the acting's really good. I think. I assume it. Like I know I'm reading subtitles, but I thought they did a great job. I think they did a great job. I assume the word sounded correct. And
there's a way you can. I always do that thing where it's like, oh well, yeah. I've always said that if you watch Pacific Rim with the Japanese dub and subtitles, it's probably a way better movie.
Also, like black and white and 360p.
But
I know I've heard people say like a bunch of random stuff like that.
But yeah, I just think that there is a certain thing where you can't tell what they're saying, so you can't tell if the dialogue is as good. But when you're reading it and you see the performance, performance isn't just speaking the lines, and there is some incredible performances in this film. It's not like an anime. Anime is like, I don't know, I have no idea if the acting is good or bad because it's just a flat face and the bottom jaw is open. But yeah, it's amazing. Definitely recommend it if you're looking for something that's kind of tense but not necessarily scary for Halloween.
I would say it's a pretty good Halloween movie.
I think it's a very good Halloween movie.
Really?
And
I'll take that over jump scary garbage any day. Like just feeling, God damn it.
The nun got you again.
No.
That being said, we do have a couple maybe more traditionally scary movies or spooky things that we want to recommend to you guys, and we're going to do it right after a word from Butcher Box. When it comes to meat, quality matters, but there's more to it than texture and taste. High quality, humanely raised meat is important to me, and it should be for you too. It is better for you, better for the animals, and better for the environment. Luckily, there's Butcher Box. Butcher Box believes everyone deserves high quality, humanely sourced meat. It's super easy to have Butcher Box just show up to your door full of meat. It means there's always going to be meat in the freezer and, better yet, less trips to the grocery store. There's nothing more festive than a turkey dinner. This year, do Thanksgiving dinner right with ButcherBox. All meat is free of antibiotics and added hormones. Each box has 9 to 11 pounds of meat, enough for 24 individual meals, which is a lot of meat. ButcherBox is a no-brainer. It's the best meat shipped right to your door. There are many options like 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage pork, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, and sugar nitrate-free bacon. It's the way meat should be. ButcherBox is the most affordable and convenient way to get healthy, humanely raised meat. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, now is the perfect time to give ButcherBox a try. Sign up today and get a free turkey plus $20 off your first box. So just go to butcherbox.com/filmhouse or enter promo code filmhouse at checkout. That's butcherbox.com/filmhouse or enter promo code filmhouse at checkout for a free turkey and $20 off your first box.
Remember when Elise was trying to give you that segue like 20 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was too soon.
She's like, I want to get to the meat of the story, and James went,
Away with you.
It was too soon.
I
It was
know.
too soon.
Well, I
You
don't
don't.
know.
You don't set up the segues for the seguer.
Is there too soon?
Yeah, there
I don't think
is.
it really matters.
Is it too soon
It
for
really
meat?
is. All right, so we don't want to take up too much time, but just something here to give something for people to do this holiday season. What spooky movies do you want to recommend? You got anything? Who wants to jump out here first? I can jump out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go Babadook.
Really?
That's another one I was thinking of.
Babadook. I guess I didn't really know much about this. All the sightings of the Babadook.
It's a 3.
I watched that.
I didn't really
video.
know much about this movie when it came out, other than it was getting a lot of good buzz.
Australian movie, right?
New Zealand?
New Zealand.
New Zealand, I want to say.
No.
But I think I like it a lot because I think one thing I enjoy in horror movies is when the horror represents something else, which isn't just fear for the sake of fear. But it's, obviously dealing with her mental illness and her unfit parentage in a lot of ways, and how that kind of creeps up on you and you get overwhelmed and it appears like a dark, scary person.
Yeah.
I also really like this movie because did you see that picture going around of the person who went to a party dressed as the Babadook?
No, that sounds amazing. Which sounds scary.
But I guess the party was less of a costume party and more of a
I've seen that.
more of a sitting and drinking party and hanging out. So it gave us this amazing picture. I also really like the imagery of
I was
the
gonna
Babadook.
say, yeah.
The picture book that exists within the world is really creepy, and sometimes that stuff is hard to pay off.
It also gave us that meme of why aren't you normal?
Yeah.
Oh, gay icon, Babadook.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a gay icon?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Babadook
because-
is
Pretty
LGBTQ
amazing.
plus.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, good
Yeah.
for him.
So there's a lot going. There's more substance underneath the surface of
Yeah.
the Babadook,
And it is that like I mentioned earlier, that creeping dread kind of horror. There's nothing that ever jumps out of a corner and scares the shit out of you for a second, then you feel terrible. It's all just oh god, I don't feel good right now. There's there's a dark shadow over there and I don't like it.
Yeah. There's one shot where she's doing dishes or something. She just looks out her kitchen window and he's just in the next window, in the house across the way.
There's
The
the
movie
old
doesn't make
lady.
a big deal about it. It's just he's there. I always like those.
And it doesn't go anywhere from there. It's just she just oh my god, and then that's it. It's you're ugh.
She's like, I gotta do a
Definitely.
Babadookie in the toilet right now.
My recommendation, not exactly horror, but I would say Blue Velvet.
Okay.
Similar theme in the sense that it's a creepy movie, and it's what I liked about it. I had a film teacher show it to us, and it was more about they show it in the very beginning where they show this perfect, pristine, beautiful, suburban neighborhood, and then it goes down to the dirt and shows the ants, and it's supposed to be the creepy underbelly of happiness in society, and that there's a creepy seedy underbelly, so to speak, and you see that as personified by Dennis Hopper as he likes to what does he inhale morphine while he's yelling
Something like
mommy
that.
mommy
Maybe
trying to
I've seen it once.
it's a frightening movie, especially the turn.
So weird.
It's definitely worth watching, especially as a classic. It's not. I wouldn't say it's your typical horror movie, but
They're creepy out.
yeah. Lynch is sort of like the master of creep, which is something I think is. You don't see a lot of creepy movies these days. I think that's why I liked Parasite. Is it had creepiness.
Lynch likes to do the thing where he's like, what if Leave It to Beaver's parents had a sex dungeon? Okay, they'll have Beaver around and they'll feed him dinner, make sure he's fed and has his dinner and school on time. But as soon as he leaves, she's gonna fuck his butt with like a rhino's horn or something.
Oh my God.
You're not too far off. Anyway, check out Blue Velvet in theaters now.
There you go.
Most of the cast is
Elise,
dead.
Jacob, you guys got something you want to toss out there?
I like watching scary movies all the time, but around Halloween, I do like to watch stuff that maybe like takes place during Halloween or whatever. Like that's why I like Trick or Treat. I feel like is the one that people always talk about. It's a fine movie. Frankenweenie, I think, is like a really really cute, sweet, and it definitely feels like a fall Halloween experience. I started watching that series Marianne. It's like a French horror series, on Netflix.
You guys live together. How do you not?
She just does this. It's like I'm waiting for her, and then she just starts watching.
Are you
it.
like off in the West
I don't know
Wing,
if you would like it.
That's not for you to decide. There she is.
In all her forms.
And I can't tell if it's going to be any good yet, but
What's it? Is
It's
that a
definitely-
Netflix series?
yeah.
Okay. I feel like I haven't watched a good horror series in a while, like other than the
Like Haunting of Hill House.
Haunting of Hill House
probably.
was the last like good one, but like all those Channel Zero ones,
Oh, yeah.
it was like so hit or miss.
I have
Yeah.
after you do yours, I have a story.
Okay.
Jacob, you.
I was.
I know what you saw.
I was gonna recommend Mama from, I think it came out like 5 years ago or something. It was directed by Andy Muschietti, who did both of the recent It movies. And it's about like there's these two feral girls that they, get adopted by I think a couple that can't have kids, but unbeknownst to them, they have like this spectral guardian that has their own motivations and stuff that is trying to be their mother but doesn't want anybody else to be their parents. And yeah, it's pretty spooky, and the creature is real gross, and they had some great they got like some really tall skinny dude to be the
Doug Jones.
His name's Doug
Yeah.
Jones. Just call him.
I love good creature design.
yeah, and this has that. But yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's just like she never really jumps out from behind anywhere. You always see her in the background, like out of focus, like as like a shadow going into a closet or
Cool.
something.
Yeah.
It's always stuff like that.
That's
How many
rad.
Gemini Mans would you give it?
Only half a Will Smith, because
Oh.
there's
It's a shame.
there's actually a double Nikolai Coster-Waldau in this movie.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
I'll watch anything with him in it.
anything with two guys that are the same.
Last thing I want to shout out is Haunted. It's a Netflix show. It's like a pseudo reality show where they have real ghost encounters, and then they'll go and they'll reenact them. So it's basically like unsolved mysteries or whatever that show was, but for spooky stuff.
Nice.
And it has season 2 is now on Netflix, and I put it on a whim the other day, and it was this one girl telling the story, a pretty basic story of a haunted house, but after I had literally described how awkward it would be if some show was going to do reenactments and included a gratuitous sex scene, it included a gratuitous sex scene.
Yeah, it was really weird.
So she's
Lots
like,
of nudity.
she's like, yeah, it's like just the regular human being just telling a story of something spooky that happened to her. And she's like, yeah, and then, my boyfriend came over later. And then it hard cuts out of her telling the story to the actor and actress portraying her and her boyfriend fucking each other. Like really going at it, full frontal nudity on her part, like,
Oh my god.
and it just like simmered there
And at
for
the
like
end,
a
she's
pretty
like,
long time.
everything's fine. We got 2 kids now. And I was like, your kid's going to watch this?
It was really, really
That's
awkward.
how I was made.
It was so weird.
So
Cool.
shout out to the show Haunted for getting a bunch of people to tell their life story and confess their secrets, and then showing
Yeah.
what they would look like theoretically having sex.
Do you think on the filmy day they were like, yeah, and there's this part where me and my boyfriend had sex. I probably shouldn't talk about it. I think you should.
Yeah, go on. I don't even think
In
it
detail.
came up. I don't think she mentioned it at all, and they were like, "We're filming this.
Yeah.
We got the actress. She said she'd take off her top." So, and then there's another great scene where they describe an encounter and they don't realize that in doing so they're cucking the now husband. It's like another guy is like, yeah, and then the ghost came down and he looked like her and she took off her clothes and we started making out, and I'm like, wait, so you were gonna cheat on your best friend's girl? What are you doing?
You're not filming any of this.
What's going on? Anyway, that's my shout out for Haunted. Watch it for a laugh.
Okay.
It's not scary.
Okay.
It's not scary or good, but mimic.
Happy
The
Halloween!
mimic. Yeah. Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll be back with you next week. I think that's after Halloween, right?
We're moving
Halloween's
into
over.
spooky November.
We're going to be talking about all the horrible things the Pilgrims did.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's favorite turkey movie. I'm going to say Addams Family Values. Throw that out there.
I'll be back when the Star Wars movie comes out.
Yeah.
When the movie comes out, expect to see Jacob
Jacob
again.
will see you in 2 months.
All right.
Can't
Let
wait.
us know what you thought of the reenactment scene from season 2, episode 1 of Haunted. Did you think it was gratuitous? Did you think it kind of made sense? And we will catch you guys next time. Bye.
We could be less than a month away from Sonic right now.
I wish we would have just
exactly
shut our mouths.
You're exactly. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't say anything. I was
coulda had
happy
it.
with what I was getting. But
Take whatever time you need to make this film the best film it can be. That's what I say.
But when you're at a 10, how do you push it to 11? I don't even know.
How do you water dance with
Well,
God? I don't know.
leaked photos indicate